Atlanta Public Schools want to increase the property tax rate for the upcoming school year by more than 8%. But at the same time, the mileage rate is going down. So what does this really mean for you? Let's talk about it. In June, the Atlanta School Board adopted a total budget of about $818 million and said it intended to keep the millage rate the same. But that was before they got updated Fulton County property tax numbers. The numbers showed the tax digest from Fulton County was up almost 25%. Since Fulton County makes up almost 3/4 of the local general fund revenue for Atlanta Public Schools, that would have given the district a huge surplus it was not expecting. So to try to ease homeowners' pain, the district proposed to decrease the rate by $1 million and introduce new tax exemptions. The last public hearing on the tax increase is on August 6th at 6:30. They will vote on the proposal right after that. So if you'd like to have a say on that proposal, you may want to head to the Atlanta Public Schools Center for Learning and Leadership. Again, that is next Monday.